vamos a recibir poder espiritual, ¿ok? Como las escrituras dicen que cuando el enemigo viene como un diluvio, ¿ok? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai va a levantar un estándar o un escape para nosotros. Dios mediante somos la elección de Israel, ¿ok? Y tengo una escritura que les quiero compartir para darles mucho más consuelo y animación, ¿ok? Tengan fe, ¿ok? Este es Jeremías 51 y 20. Tú eres mi hacha de guerra y mi espada, dice Yahweh. Contigo destrozaré naciones y destruiré muchos reinos. Contigo destrozaré ejércitos, destruiré el caballo y al jinete, al carro de...
All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, back from the live lesson. And first and foremost, as always, before I get started, all right, I'm going to turn to the east. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKwadash. All right, double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or whether they forbear. All right, this is a quick live lessons, kind of flowing in the spirit. All right, it's a beautiful day at the park, and I just wanted to bring out some precepts today, and I'm going to go into the topic of the children of Israel, all right, being the Lord's battle axe and weapons of war. All right, so I'm going to start off with that, all right, because with the time that we're coming into, all right, the Lord is going to protect the elect of the nation of Israel, all right, but then he's also going to give certain men of the nation of Israel spiritual power, all right. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into that topic, and Lord's will, this is edifying to the elect, all right. So here we are. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, all right. I'm going to start at verse 19. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. And Israel, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, all right, is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name, all right. It says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. And with thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and unto all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. All right, so he's going to use the elect, all right, the elect men, all right, the 144,000 specifically, as his battle axe and weapons of war. Lord's will we be of that number, all right, to take down this wicked, sinful kingdom, all right, which it says in the scriptures that Yahweh Shai, all right, who you ignorantly call Jesus, he's going to come in on a great cloud, meaning a great big old chariot. He's going to make war with the nations, all right. It says in righteousness does he judge and make war, all right. So he's going to come in, he's going to take down this beast system, and he's going to destroy these Edomites, all right, and he's going to free the elect, all right. And Lord's will we be those men that get to be right alongside him, receiving those spiritual powers, all right, to also, you know, execute judgments and punishments upon the wicked. All right, let's get some more scriptures. Let's go to the book of let's go to the book of Micah. Let's get that first. I'm gonna go to Micah chapter 5. I'm just gonna flow off the dome, man. It's gonna be off the top. Actually, since I'm already here, let's get this. This is Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8. Since I already got it pulled up. All right. Actually, I start at 7. All right, Zechariah. No, you know what? Zechariah 12 and 6. It says, in that day will I make the governors of Judah like a hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheath. And they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. All right, so right now, you know, these our fire just comes from the words that we speak. All right, Jeremiah 5:14. He says, "Because thou speak my words, I will put these words in your mouth and make them fire and make these people wood." All right, but we're literally, all right, going to become like the Lord's fire, and fire represents a punishment or judgment. It can also represent discipline, but we're going to be executing judgments and punishments, all right, on these heathen nations. All right, that's why it says, "And they shall devour all the people round about." All right, now Zechariah 12:7, "The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first." All right, so the tents of Judah were the first to wake up, but now you have the Northern Kingdom, Latinos, Native American Indians, all right, and they're rising up as well. All right, because as it says in Isaiah chapter 11, that it's like, what am I trying to say? It says in Isaiah chapter 11 that Judah and Ephraim shall rise up against the heathens together. All right. So now all 12 tribes are rising up, getting prepared to become the battle axe and weapons of war for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right. It says, I read that again. Zechariah 12:7. "The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, and that glory of the house of David, and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David." All right, we know David was a mighty warrior. All right, David had spiritual power. That's how he was able to take down Goliath. All right, with the slingshot. You know, David was a young man when he went up against the giant that all the other men of Israel were afraid. All right, but it says, "In that day shall the feeble among you be as David." So even our weakest links, all right, are going to be mighty warriors in that day. All right, it says, "And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them." All right, so we're literally going to be like superhumans. All right, you know, there's all kind of scriptures that go into that. You know, some of us may be able to fly, super speed, super strength, you know, call down fire from heaven, just like Elijah. All right, we're going to have all kind of different spiritual powers, and we're going to use those powers to execute judgments and hunt down the wicked. All right, it says, all right, verse 9, "And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem." All right, so primarily, first and foremost, Esau, Edom. All right, that's the main nation that has came up against the children of Israel. All right, and oppressed the children of Israel here in Babylon. All right, the Lord said he's going to seek to destroy all the nations that have come up against Jerusalem. All right, and as a matter of fact, that once again, that's mostly Esau, Edom, but all these different heathen nations have taken part, all right, in the destruction of the children of Israel. Let's go ahead and get that in 1 Maccabees chapter 2. All right, here we are. 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 10, and it reads, it says, "What nation has not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?" All right. So pretty much every nation on the face of the earth has done wickedly against the children of Israel. All right, against the children of Judah and the children of Israel. Okay, you 12 tribes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. All right, because we've been in many captivities. All right, we have going into Daniel chapter 7, the 4 beasts. All right, the 4 captivities that will rule on the earth, the 4 kingdoms. All right, first you had the Babylonians and the Assyrians. That's captivity number 1. All right, then you had the Persians and the Medes, captivity number 2. Then the 3rd captivity was the Greeks, and then the 4th, which is the one we're in now, is the Romans. All right, so the 3rd and the 4th captivity both are of Esau. Okay, but anyways, as I said before, all the nations have taken part. Just like in, matter of fact, we'll go ahead and go there. Once again, I'm just flowing in the spirit. Luke chapter 16, we're going to the parable of Lazarus. All right, we'll give a quick breakdown of that. All right, so this is Luke chapter 16, and let me see where I'm going to start at. All right, Luke chapter 16 and verse 20. It says, "And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores." All right, okay, there's a certain beggar named Lazarus that was laid at the gate full of sores. Actually, you know what, Slaki, I'm gonna start up at 19. I'm gonna read that again. Okay, Luke chapter 16 and verse 19. "There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores. All right. And the rich man represents Esau, Edom. Okay. The so-called white man. All right. Right now, to be clothed in purple and scarlet represents wealth, prosperity, riches. All right. And then Lazarus was that beggar. The sores represent the wounds that the nation of Israel, the children of Israel, had went through. All right. Slavery. All right. The conquistadors coming in and stealing the land. All right. We've been oppressed and destroyed at the hands of Esau, Edom. All right. You had the English or the British, the French, and the Spanish. All right, come in and pretty much take over the Americas. All right, rape, rob, murder, and slaughter the people. All right, that's what this is. That's what that's going to. Those are those wounds that it's speaking of. All right. But anyways, in verse 21 now, it says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Okay, so Lazarus desired to be fed with the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table. What is that representative of? All right, that represents that Esau, Edom, okay, who's in control of the earth right now, as it says in Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. He has control over the earth, the wealth, the riches. All right, and he only gives what pretty much the Lord makes him or forces him to give to the children of Israel. All right, the vast majority of us are living in the ghettos, the barrios, all right, the reservations. We're living in the slums, all right, and most of us are pretty much in perpetual poverty. All right, now of course this is according to the curses, right? You know, this is our punishment for going off against our forefathers. All right, but you know, Esau, Edom shows no mercy to our people. All right, first one's fired, last one's hired. Okay, these unrighteous laws and decrees. If you go into history of the past 100 years, anytime Jake tried to set up any kind of establish any kind of generational wealth within the society, you literally would have KKK members, and white Christians come in and they would destroy and set the fire, bomb churches, all that stuff. Look up Black Wall Street. All right, it's Tulsa, Oklahoma. Look up Oscarville, up by Lake Lanier in Georgia. You can read these are real historical accounts, all right, of quote unquote white Christians, all right, which no one's really white, they're really red, but we know that their true biblical nationality is Edom, all right, the seed of Esau, the seed of the serpent. Okay, they would come in and they would rape, rob, murder, all right, destroy, and burn down any establishment that we tried to build up, all right. So anyways, Luke chapter 16 and verse 21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. All right, and the dogs represent those of other nations. Okay, Yahawashai, when that lady came up and said, she said, you know, please heal my daughter, the woman of Canaan. All right, which she really was an Israelite, but the way that the Jews thought at that time was that anyone who was not raised in the Hebrew Israelite faith, all right, was considered a dog, because that word dog, if you go into it in the Greek, in the blue letter, all right, that word dog goes into someone of impudent mind, an unbeliever, all right. And at the time when Yahawashai, who you ignorantly call Jesus, was around, all right, only the Jews really were the ones who were still following the customs and practices of their forefathers, all right. The rest of the people, which is the Grecians, not the actual Edomite Grecians, but the Hellenistas, all right, the Israelites who were Hellenized and indoctrinated in the Greek culture, they weren't practicing the cultures of our forefathers anymore. All right, they were practicing the Greek culture. All right, so the Lord, anybody who was not in practicing the Hebrew Israelite culture at the time, he would call them a dog. Once again, that word dog goes into impudent, someone of an impudent mind, meaning an unbelieving mind. And I'm gonna go ahead and get that right quick. I got this tablet. I'm gonna pull that up. All right, this is just going into a good little breakdown of that. All right, he said it is not meat to give to the dogs, to give what's that for the children to the dogs. Let's get that right quick. All right, Salaki, bear with me. Let me find it right quick. Bear with me. All right. So those in that parable of Lazarus. All right, in that parable of Lazarus, the dogs represent the other nations. All All right, Salakia. Okay, so that is Matthew chapter 15 and verse 26. All right. So we'll go ahead and get we'll go ahead and get in the blue letter, like what that means, what that word dog means. Since I brought it up. All right, here we are. Okay, so Matthew chapter 15 and verse 26. All right, but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. All right, we go into the blue letter for that word dog. All right, it's Strong's G 2952. You guys can't really see that well, I'm assuming, but it's all good. I'll read it out to you. All right, and the pronunciation of it is kunarion. All right, which reminds me of that word canine. Okay, so it says, let's see the definition of that, or the outline of biblical usage. Salakia, bear with me. Where is it at? Come on. Outline of biblical usage. Here it is. Okay. I had to go to the root word, ka'un. All right. It says, outline of biblical usage, a dog or a metaphor for a man of an impure mind or an impudent mind. All right. So if you're an Israelite and you're not following after the ways of the forefathers, then the Lord considered you a Gentile, someone of an impure mind, and he would call you a dog. All right. Now, in this context, in Luke chapter 16, the dogs in the parable of Lazarus, the dogs represent those other nations. All right, because they're not believers in Yahawah. They don't follow the customs of the Israelites. All right, but anyways, I'm gonna reread that again because I went off more than I wanted to. But Luke chapter 16, I'll start at verse 19 again, the beginning of the parable. There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. All right, so once again, the sores represent the wounds that the children of Israel have had. All right, you know, because of all these evils that have happened to us according to the curses. And when it says the dogs came to lick their wounds, that means these other nations came and they benefited off of the destruction of the children of Israel. All right. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. Okay. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. All right, so both of them died, the beggar and the rich man. Okay, and this represents Judgment Day. So, the rich man, all right, is going into hell, which hell is not a literal place on the ground. It's talking about on earth, because we know according to the prophecies that the Lord is going to send nuclear fire upon Babylon. Right? Malachi chapter 1 says that the inheritance of Esau was laid waste to the dragons. All right, to be perpetual desolation. That's because the Lord is getting ready to rain fire and brimstone upon Babylon, all right, which is Esau's habitation, all right. So it says, and he lift up his eyes, and in hell he lift up his eyes, and being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. All right, so we know this is, once again, this is not. People take this as literal. All right, it's not. This is a metaphor, okay? Because let's say that hell and heaven were, well, heaven is an actual place, but let's say that hell was an actual place. All right, hell and heaven are not gonna be that close to where you could look up and see, see the angels and see Father Abraham, and that's not. It's a metaphor. All right. So, anyways, it says, and he cried. I just read that. Verse 20, I'll read 24 again. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. All right. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. Okay. So what does this represent? This represents that Esau is not going to receive any mercy. Okay, he's gonna cry out. He's gonna cry out, you know, hoping for mercy. That water, the tip of water on his tongue, and it ain't gonna be no water to cool his tongue. All right, and why? Because Esau has received good things in this life, as it said, and Lazarus have received evil things. Okay, so in the kingdom of heaven, all right, in the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be here on the earth, it's a government that's going to be established on the earth. All right, Esau is not going to receive any mercy. He already got his portion. That's the reason why when you Edomites come on the comments, you know, talking your nonsense, mocking and scoffing, we tell you, don't worry about us. Just enjoy what's left of your kingdom. Enjoy what's left of your world, because this place is getting ready to go down. All right, and on the other side, you're not going to receive any mercy. All right, that's said the Lord, that's said the Bible, that's in the scriptures, that's in the prophecies. All right, there's no mercy for Esau. I've done so many videos on it. All right, and people always come, they talk their crap, whatever they say, what they're gonna say, but they can't debunk it. They never address what I said directly. They can never go in and say, oh, you breaking that down the wrong way. Well, you break it down then. And you never do, because you can't. And that's the thing about it. The prophecies tell you in the kingdom, all right, that there's no equality, just like there's no equality on this side, all right? You're gonna have people, you're gonna have servants in the kingdom, people who are servants and slaves, and they're gonna have those who rule over them, just like you do on this side. Okay, the rich man, which represents you Edomites, you received your good things in this world. All right, so just be happy with that. You're not gonna receive good things on this side and in the kingdom. That's not how this works. All right. Now, but anyways, going back, I didn't even really plan on going into that subject, but you know, these Edomites and their 2/3 helpers are always trying to come on the comment boards. All right, talking about saving the damn devil. Ain't gonna happen. All right. Going back anyways, spiritual power, all right? When your system goes down, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua is going to raise up a standard against you devils, all right? He's going to have the angels down here working miraculous works, delivering the elect, and the elect is going to receive spiritual powers. Let's go into that. Micah chapter 5, all right? Micah chapter 5 and verse, let's see. Where am I at? Oh, okay, here we are. Micah chapter 5 and verse 7. All right. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll start at 7. Micah chapter 5 and verse 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of man. Verse 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep. All right, and what does a lion do? Okay, who if he goes through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. All right, so there you go. Let's get that again. All right, so that's what the elect is going to be doing. All right, they're going to be executing judgment upon the nations. All right, Micah chapter 5 and verse 8. Okay, it says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people. All right, who are the Gentiles? All right, this is not talking about the Israelite foreigners. It's talking about you actual Gentiles. All right, and the 2/3 really as well. The 2/3 is going to be treaded down with the wicked. It says, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. All right, hence, battle axe and weapons of war. All right. We're going to receive Lord's will, spiritual powers. We just read in Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8 that even the feeble among the children of Israel, all right? Shalom. Praise Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Shalom, brother. All right? The feeble among Jacob, all right, shall be as David, all right? Shall be as God before them, all right? Because as you read in as Psalms 82 and 6 says, it says, ye are gods, all right? Oh, the water, brother. The water, Ricky. Appreciate that. Shalom, brother. All right. It says in what's that scripture? Salaki. Yeah, Zechariah 12 and 8. All right. It says that Jacob, the feeble among Jacob, shall be as God before the other nations. Literally, angelic. We're gonna be gods among men. All right. Psalms 82 and 6. It says, as ye are gods. All right. Literally. So we're created in the image of the Most High. All right, and we're going to return back to that natural estate. All right, we're going to have power over the elements, all kind of different spiritual powers. You know, I can't say for sure, you know, Because as it says in Isaiah 64:4, it says, eyes have not seen it, ears have not heard what the Lord has prepared for them that waiteth on him. But all that we do know is that the Lord is going to raise up a standard against you devils when you come in like a flood. When you come up and you rise up, the Lord is going to raise up. And he's going to raise up hunters. Lord's will we be that number. Let's go ahead and get that right quick. All right, this is Jeremiah. I'm going to go to chapter 16. All right. Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse, let's see. I'm going to get Jeremiah 16:16, and it reads, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord. All right, and they shall fish them. All right, so that's what we're doing now. Okay, we're out here just doing the work of the Lord. Okay, reading the Bible. Okay, prophesying to the people, to the Lord's people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and those who may look like other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, because it's not a color thing. All right, we say that all the time. All right, it's not a color thing. If you come to the camps, all right, you have men that look like so-called white men. You have men that look like so-called black men, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, all right, so-called Asian, so-called Middle Eastern. All right, it's not a black or white thing. It's a children of Israel thing. All right, and those who have that seed and that are of the elect are going to be raised up just like they are being in today's time. All right. But so the Lord is sending forth fishers right now. Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. All right, so right now we're fishers of men. All right, we're fishing with this word. Okay, as we're out there on the highways and byways, we're preaching this blessed word that the Lord has put in our mouths. All right, and those who it's meant for, they're going to come by and they're going to be activated by this word. All right, same with those that are listening, those of you that watch these videos, these video epistles. All right, when this word is going out, it charges you up. All right, it builds up your spirit. All right, because this word is for the children of Israel. These words give us comfort, they give us hope. All right, but it says after he sends fishers, he's going to send many hunters. All right, and they're going to hunt them from the holes of the rocks. And what is that going into? Okay, we know according to the prophecies that the Lord is raising up the nations for World War III. All right, there's going to be nuclear missiles shot all over Babylon. All right, this place is going to become the lake of fire. And there's going to be missiles shot all around the world, but this place is going to get it the worst. All right, the elites, they're going into their underground bunkers. All right, the elites of Esau, Edom, all right, which is also known as Lucifer, all right, their kingdom's getting ready to be destroyed, and they know that. So they're going to hide out in these underground bunkers. You got all kind of articles of these rich men creating these bunkers. That's what it's talking about. When it says the holes, we're going to hunt them from the holes of the rocks, that's what it's talking about. All right, the Lord is going to give us spiritual power. And we're going to go into these bunkers and grab up these elites, and we're going to put them into captivity. We're going to put them in chains. All right, this is the judgment that is written. Let's go ahead and get that right quick.
You said that's Jeremiah 16, right?
Jeremiah 16:16. Yep. Actually, matter of fact, we'll get that in two different places that they're going to go out and try to hide from the Lord. All right, we'll get it in the book of Revelations first. Okay, this is Revelation, the 6th chapter. All right, it goes into that. It says when the Lord comes down with his great glory, he's going to come with the chariots and the missiles. They're all going to come at the same time. All right, when he comes, they're going to try to hide from him. They're going to try to hide in the clefts of the rock. All right, they're going to try to hide in these bunkers, these caves. All right, they're not going to escape though. This is Jeremiah chapter 16. It's like a Revelation chapter 6. All right, Revelation chapter 6. We're going to get some imagery on the nuclear warfare. All right, I'm going to start at verse 12. Revelation 6:12. And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. All right, what is that great earthquake going to be? All right, that great earthquake is going to be from those nuclear missiles hitting the earth. All right, boom, 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 boom. It's going to shake this whole place. All right, it says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. All right, I believe that's maybe Isaiah 24th chapter. Okay, but don't quote me on that. If brother, if you're still watching, find that scripture and post it in the comments. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. All right, but anyways, so it says there should be a great earthquake, and the sun shall become as black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. All right, because the smoke from the nuclear fire is going to black out the sky. All right, completely. It says, verse 13, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs. when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So when John the Revelator saw this vision, he didn't understand. He thought it was literal stars coming from the sky to fall upon the earth. It's really talking about the missiles, all right? And it says, if you shake at the fig tree. So if you imagine a tree, a fruit, like an apple tree or something, you shake it real heavy, all right? And all the apples start dropping down. That's what it's going to look like, all right? When the missiles start hitting, it's going to just look like a bunch of different, a bunch of different stars falling from the sky hitting the earth. And it's going to cause a great earthquake, all right? It says, verse 14, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. All right, and what is that speaking of? All right, the heaven, meaning the skies, it departed as a scroll. This is explaining what a nuclear mushroom cloud looks like. All right, if you look at the top of a mushroom cloud that comes from nuclear bombs, all right, it looks like a scroll. That's what this is going into. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Okay, so we know that mountain represents governments. All right, world governments. All right, countries, nations. So it says that all the nations are going to be moved out of their place, all right, including the islands of the sea as well. All right, but it says, verse 15, okay, and this is where it goes into the rich, the elites, going into their bunkers, the same ones that it says we're going to hunt them out of. All right, Revelation 6 and 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, okay, so they hid themselves, it said they hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. So they're going to go into caves, aka underground bunkers. All right, verse 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Okay, so they're going to recognize that it's the Lord that's bringing this, all right? They're going to know in that day, all right, when those missiles start hitting, they're going to be freaking out, all right, because they know this is the wrath of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, that was written of in these prophecies, all right? That these church pastors are not telling you that's coming, man. They're not telling you that the world is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, all right? And another thing they're not telling you is that if you're of the hopeful elect, you should be looking forward to these things. Why? Because when these things happen, that's when your deliverance is going to be. All right? Lord's will, we be in that number. Okay? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that right quick. All right? Revelation, the 18th chapter. Right before the nuclear missiles hit this place, the elect is going to get beamed up. All right? Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right, now this is not talking about, we are supposed to depart from Babylon spiritually, but this right here, that voice from heaven is going to be the voice of Yahushai. All right, when his mighty angels are revealed and they gather up the elect. All right, this is spoken of in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 31. Shut up. It's the birds. The birds getting happy because they loving this message too. That's why they speaking one to another. Like, look at that brother bringing it out, man. All right, let's get Revelation 18 is where I'm at right now. But this same thing is spoke of in, I think, Revelation 12. Let me just find that right quick. Salakia, bear with me. Yep, here it is. Okay, so like Revelation 11 is what I meant to say. Okay, this is how so I'm going to read Revelation 18 and 4. All right, when he says that great voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. All right, this is not talking about spiritually. This is actually talking about physically, because Yahushua is going to be revealed from heaven with the angels. All right, and he is going to he's going to beam up the elect. All right, that's right, brother. We can't wait either, man. Hey, Lord's will, this be that hopeful year. All right, well, we know a lot of prophecies have to come to pass before that great day of the Lord's wrath. But Lord's will, this be the year of the beginning of sorrows, Jacob's trouble. All right, Lord's will, this is that year when all these things come to pass, because once that happens, the Lord said he's going to shorten up the time, all right, so that the elect may survive. All right, we're going to see miraculous and wonderful things. So yes, this is something to look forward to, brother. I'm excited, And if you're a true brother, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Lord's will, we see you on a chariot, man. All right, Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. I'm going to read that once again. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, now this is actual, we're going to physically be beamed up. All right, this is spoken of in Revelation chapter 11 and verse 12. Okay, it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. All right, a cloud represents one of the chariots of the Lord. Okay, the cloud represents one of the chariots of the Lord, and let's prove that. Go to the book of I'm gonna go back to hold Revelation 18 because I'm gonna go back to that, and we're gonna keep reading about the destruction of Babylon. But let's just prove that a cloud represents a vehicle. All right, these are the vehicles that the angels fly in. All right, let's go to Psalms 104. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 104, and I believe verse 3 it is. All right, Psalms 104 and verse 3. Okay, this is speaking of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and his mighty power. It reads, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. All right, so it says, who maketh the clouds his chariot. Okay, so the cloud is another word for a chariot. Okay. Now that I'm going to establish that a little bit more, though. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19.
And you said that was 104.
Psalms 104 and 3. Yep. It says that he makes the clouds his chariot. All right, let's go to Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. All right, it tells you that the Lord is going to come into spiritual Egypt, all right, on a swift cloud. All right, we know that if you look up at the sky right now, you can see the clouds behind me. They're not moving swiftly. All right, they really pretty much, they move very slowly, if they move at all. They stay in place sometimes, right? But the Lord is going to come on a swift cloud, meaning a chariot. All right, and we're gonna get that in also in the Apocrypha as well. But this is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt. Okay, and it is going to be a burden when the Heavenly Father sends his only begotten Son to come in, all right, on a swift cloud. It's going to be a burden because he's coming to make war. It says the burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right, so all the proud, arrogant people, all right, these spiritual Egyptians, these spiritual Babylonians, okay, Americans, all right, it says their heart is going to melt. All right, that's why it says Revelation chapter 1. Matter of fact, let's get that too. All right. But it says, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. All right. So he's going to come into America. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right. It says when the Lord appears, that all the nations of the earth are going to mourn. All right. Let's get that. Revelation, the first chapter. All right. I believe that's Revelation 1 and 7. All right, so he's going to come on a swift cloud, meaning a chariot. All right, these are the vehicles of the angels. All right, Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. All right, so he's coming with the thousands of angels, the thousands of chariots, man. All right, the Lord, it says Habakkuk 3 and 16. The Lord is going to invade with his troops. All right, these are the angels, man. All right, he's coming with clouds. All right, they're coming in the chariots. Let's get one more account of this, and then we'll go back to Revelation 18 and 4. All right, but when he comes and he gets ready to destroy, all right, when he comes and gets ready to destroy this place, all right, the elect is going to be beamed up, all right, as we read. Well, let's go to 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 13. All right, and we're going to read. It's the same story, just a different account, a different prophet. Bear with me. All right, here we are. 2nd Ezra chapter 13. All right, this is going into when the Lord appears. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. All right, and the sea represents the people. Okay. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. See, the angels, the chariots, he come up with clouds. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Okay, speaking of Yahushua. So all the things trembled. Remember, it says the heart of the Egyptians shall melt. All right, they're going to be in great, terrible fear when they see this. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a great multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. All right, have you ever seen a mountain fly? No, me neither. We got some mountains in the background right here. All the mountains I've ever seen, they usually stay in the same place. But it said he graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. All right, this is his cloud. This is his chariot. All right. It says, but I would have seen this region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, and were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. All right, so anyways, it says, Ezra said in verse 2 Ezra 13:7, I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So this chariot is going to be so big that you will not be able to see the end of it. All right, you will not be able to see where it starts and where it ends. All right, that's how the Lord is coming, man. All right, so of course the people are they're going to be in great fear when they see this. All right, going back to Revelation chapter 18 and verse and we'll start at 4 again. All right, so this is telling you that when he comes, he's going to come on that great chariot, and that his voice is going to go forth and say, come up hither to all the elect. They're going to get beamed up into the chariot. All right, Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. All right, reward her even as she rewarded you. Double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. All right, and this is talking about Babylon. All right, and if you go to I believe Psalm chapter 49 and verse 21, it goes into how the wicked think that their rulership is going to go on forever. All right, that's exactly the mindset of these Edomites, man. They think that nothing's ever going to happen, but the Lord is getting ready to come and destroy them, man. All right, so it says Revelation 18 now, and let's see, at verse 8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. All right. So this place Babylon is gonna be utterly burnt with fire. Revelation 18:8. Right. Yep. And when that happens, all right, the elect is gonna be beamed up into the chariots. Okay. And they're gonna rejoice. All right, and we're going to get that. Same chapter, Revelation 18:8. So like in Revelation 18, we're going to read about that right quick. All right, so I'm just going to skip down to Revelation 18:20. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. All right, so we're going to be rejoicing when this happens, man. It's going to be a time of great rejoicing. We're going to be so thankful to the Lord that we escaped the nuclear fire, man. All right, because we're going to be watching all the people of the earth burn from the chariots, from the safety of the chariots. Let's read about that also in the book of Revelation chapter 15. All right, so Revelation chapter 15 and verse verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass, mingled with fire. All right, that sea of glass represents the floor of the chariot. It's going to be transparent, all right? And it's going to be mingled with fire, meaning that when you look through it, you'll be able to see the fire, all right, from the safety of the chariots, all right? It's transparent. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. And they sing the song of Moses and the servant. They sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. All right, so, it's going to be a big celebration, man, for the elect when they get beamed up to the chariots. Lord's will we be at that number. All right, but once again, all right, when this happens, we're gonna receive new bodies, perfected bodies. All right, so that when we come back down to the earth, all right, Salaki. Okay, when we come back down to the earth, we're going to have those spiritual powers, and we're gonna hunt down the wicked, man. Let's get that. Let's read about the translation. Okay, the translation meaning the receiving of the new spiritual bodies. All right, this is in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Let's go there. All right. We're going to read about the new spiritual bodies that we're going to receive. Lord's will we be at that number. And we always got to say that because we don't know who's of the elect yet. We don't know who's saved until this day comes. All right, but we hope and we pray, we beg to the Lord that he keeps that spirit on us to continue in this faith, that we may be those who make it. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Let's go there. Woo! I love reading these scriptures, man. I love reading these scriptures. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. All right, and let's see. Here we are. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and let's see. Bear with me, I gotta find it. Oh, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. When it says we shall not all sleep, that means we're not all going to face death, all right? Yahushua said that. He said there are some of you that will not taste death, all right? And that's going into this time, okay? Some of us are not gonna ever know what it's like to die on this side, all right? Besides of course our past reincarnations, but all that memory is wiped away. So in this life, some of us are not going to ever know what it feels like to taste the physical death of our bodies. All right, that's what it's talking about when it says we shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. All right, so those who did die in Yahushua HaMashiach, they had the spirit. You got like for example, I believe Abba Bivens passed away not long ago. All right, you have many righteous men that passed recently, and it's not enough time for them to be reincarnated into the earth to go through Jacob's trouble and all that. But when the Lord returns, they're going to be raised up, all right, and they're going to be numbered among the saints, just like those of us that are living. All right, Lord's will we be at that number. It says, let's read that again. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. All right, so us knowing these things, we know that our labor is not in vain, man. All right, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. All right, because this is going to lead to eternal glory. It's going to lead to a kingdom. All right, it's going to lead to us receiving those perfect new bodies, man, the incorruptible. You see? Let's get another count. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. All right. Once again, just going into, this really was about going into us being the battle axe and weapons of war. All right, but this is also part of that because, that's going to come with us being, receiving those new perfect bodies. All right. And also, when we receive those new perfect bodies, that's where, you know, Zechariah 12:8, all right, comes into play. All right, about us being as gods before men. All right, but this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. All right, and this also is a comforting scripture for those who have had family that has passed away. All right, because 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, it says that those who are asleep, all right, that they shall not be prevented. They're going to raise up as well. All right, as we just read in 1 Corinthians 15. All right, so this is, I'm going to probably just read the whole chapter because this whole thing is beautiful. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, all right, it says, verse 1, furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahawashi, that as ye have received of us, how ye ought to walk and to please Yahweh, so ye would abound more and more. All right, so we beseech you, meaning we tell you, hey, the same way, you know, we're telling you, hey, turn back to the old path. Turn back to the path of righteousness, holiness, all right, separate from the world, all right? Back to the ways of our forefathers, the law, statutes, commandments. And we're telling you this through the knowledge that we were given of the prophecies by Yahawashi, all right? It says, verse 2, for ye know what commandments were given you by the Lord Yahawashi. For this is the will of Yahweh, even your sanctification, that you should abstain from fornication. All right, and fornication, all right, goes into sexual uncleanness. Okay, if you go into the word for fornication is porneia in the Greek. All right, homosexuality, lesbianism, incest, adultery. All right, and then also spiritual adultery as well. All right, worshiping of idols. Okay. Anyways, it says that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor, not in the lust of conspicuance, even as the Gentiles which know not the Most High. All right, so once again, we are to be holy, meaning separate from the world, not moving in the manner of the Gentiles. All right, not moving in the manner of these heathen nations. Okay, it says, verse 6, that no man go beyond and defraud his brother in any matter, because the Lord is the avenger of all such, as we also have forewarned you and testified. So pretty much to treat your brothers with brotherly love, because the Lord, all right, he is the avenger of all. Just like he's gonna avenge us, all right, by the slaughtering of Esau, Edom, the wicked, he's gonna avenge those of you, you know, those rebellious Israelites who are not doing the works of the Lord and are rising up against the prophets as well. But anyways, I'm gonna skip down to the part that I really wanted to get. All right, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 13. Here we are. It says, but I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep. I mean, concerning them who have passed on to the spirit world. All right. It says, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. You have no need to sorrow for those of your relatives who have passed on to the spirit world, because they're going to be raised up incorruptible, all right, if they're of the elect, just like those who are living. All right. It says, for if we believe that Yahawashi died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahawashi will the Most High bring with him. All right, so even those who have passed on, all right, they passed on in righteousness. All right, the Lord is going to honor that, and they're going to be also resurrected. That's fine. All right, it says, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahawashi shall rise first. This is the same. This is that same thing we just read about, Revelation 11 and 12, Revelation 18 and 4. When the Lord appears, he's going to give out a loud shout. All right, and the elect, those that are asleep and alive, are going to raise up. All right, and they're going to be changed in an instant, in the twinkling of an eye. All right, it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, the chariots, to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Okay, verse 18, wherefore, for this reason, comfort one another with these words. All right, so that's what we're doing. We comfort our people with these words. All right, because, you know, Lord's will would be at that number. But all of the elect, whether they're asleep or whether they're alive, is going to be changed. All right, and we're going to become the gods of the earth. All right, New Jerusalem is going to come back down on the earth. All right, and we're going to take over. All right, the Lord is, once again, the Lord is going to make us his weapons of war, his battle axe and weapons of war. All right, we're gonna destroy anyone who's not going to get down with the get down, man. All right, let's go ahead and get that. Revelation chapter 2. All right, to them that overcome, which is the elect. All right, to them that overcome, let's see what the Lord promises. All right, Revelation 2:26. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. All right, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. All right, so there you go. That's a beautiful scripture right there. All right, he says that he that overcome shall be given power over the nations and shall rule them with a rod of iron. All right, beautiful scripture. All right, so you know, I'm gonna close out. We'll go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, and I'll close out with that. I could have brought out many more scriptures, but let's see. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. All right, and verse 15. It says, but the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. All right, let's read that whole thing again. All right, it's a perfect closeout. Okay, it's a perfect closeout right here. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 15. But the righteous, the elect, live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. All right, so the elect is gonna be protected by the angels. All right, they're gonna be protected in the time of trouble. All right, all the way until, you know, the Lord comes and he blows that trumpet, and that voice comes from heaven of Yahushua saying, come up hither. All right, now let's see what it says. The next verse, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, he shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. All right, so that's the elect. They're going to become his creature that's the weapon for the revenge of his enemies. All right, we're going to execute judgment upon the heathens. It says, and he shall put on righteousness as his breastplate, and true judgment instead of an helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as well as from a well-drawn bow, and they shall fly to their mark. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out as of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. All right, so the wickedness of the mighty right now, the mighty is Esau, Edom. Okay, he's mighty right now. All right, his beast system, everyone has been afraid of him for years, man. All right, going all the way back to the Greek and the Roman Empire, because he has the blessing of the sword. Okay, but the Lord is going to overthrow them. The elements are going to be fighting against them. The animals are going to be fighting against them. All right, we're going to be fighting against them, and we're going to destroy them. All right, take them out of power. All right, and I could go into Ezekiel chapter 25. Actually, matter of fact, I go into Obadiah and close out with that. All right, I go into Obadiah and close out with that. All right, because this is about spiritual power. So there's so many scriptures I could get, but I'm just gonna keep it short. I'm already out of hours, so went as short as I wanted to be, but it's all good. All right, it's just the spirit, man. All right, this book of Obadiah. All right, it's only one chapter. Obadiah, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. All right, it says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. So he's going to use us as his battle axe and weapons of war to execute judgment upon Esau and these heathen nations. All right, down to verse 21. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mounts of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. All right, so I'm gonna close out with that. Saviors are gonna rise up, all right, from the Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. All right, double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. All right, peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of what people hear or what they forbear. All right, until next time, Shalom and Abide Babal. Shalom, Akim.
What was the last scripture you just read?
That was Jeremiah. No, Salaki. What was that? Obadiah 1 and 21.
Oh, yeah.
Guerra y al conductor. ¿Ok? Pongan esto en meditación aquí, porque vamos a hacer muchas más cosas y muchos más, ¿cómo decir? Vamos a controlar poder espiritual y controlar los elementos. Vamos a hacer mucho más lo que hizo Yahweh. ¿Ok? Vamos a disparar fuego concentrado de nuestros ojos. Vamos a traer tormentas a la presencia de Edom, el hombre blanco, y vamos a ser los más, ¿cómo decir?, grandes en la tierra, con poder espiritual, reinando con Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. ¿Ok? So con eso, Shalom.
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai.